Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 streaming. I'm Cerise Cole, along with meteorologist Jared Lansford, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord,
and I'm Erin Hartley. Waking up this morning, it is just simply frigid. You know, we kind of missed a lot of, well, we did. Yeah. We missed all that snow. Kansas City really got hit a lot with that snow. They are just digging themselves out this morning. I look at that as a good thing. You know, we're not having to dig ourselves out, but the frigid temperatures are really the story. Those wind chills.
Yeah, and it would have been so much colder if we had a layer of snow, so I guess there's some good news there. We had coming into this morning, we hadn't been any colder than 9 degrees so far this winter. We're at 6 right now, so we have beaten that, and now you can see a lot of car exhaust as you're driving in. It is a cold one all the way around. We're at 6 degrees, wind chill of 9 below. So the cold air followed the snow that moved through, and well, current temperatures near 0 in York. Been sitting there for the last couple of hours. You got some lower single digits on the west side of the map, trying to hang on to a 9 or so in southwest Iowa here, but feels like temperatures right around 10 below in many spots. And again, cold start here. This is the coldest of the week as kids are heading back to school. You're trying to get into the normal routine. Parents, you got this to work with as well. It is bitter out there to start off the day. Wind chills will be in that 7, 8 below range for a good chunk of the 8 o'clock hour as well, before sometime between 10 and 11. They should get back up above 0, and then they aren't all that great into the afternoon, but they're better. First alert weather day here this morning because of these bitter cold wind chills. Coldest air of the season. You got dangerous wind chills this morning and reach down near 10 below. Wind gusts near 20 miles per hour to start, will back off into the afternoon. So there's the storm system that produced quite a bit of snow. There's several reports of 10 to 12 inches across Kansas City. That's sliding off towards the east. You can see the winter storm warnings that go along with it as well, and drop those around St. Louis. But this is a monster storm system that's ongoing as it slides to the east. Now, let's talk about what that means for our forecast here. We have single digits out the door this morning, relatively clear skies. What will happen is the clouds will filter in from the northwest, and then eventually by the afternoon, I think we'll see our skies fill up with clouds. But you have single digits out there to start off the day. By noon, we're trying to rebound a little bit up into the mid-teens. Again, it'll be a little easier with the lack of snow cover across the area. By 3 o'clock or so, we get up near 20 degrees. Some places obviously may fall a little bit short, especially down here where there's snow. There's a foot of snow on the ground in Falls City, about an inch around Nebraska City. So that's the difference, about a 45-mile difference between an inch and a foot of snow. For us, by 5 o'clock, we're down in the teens, and that's the way it's going to be most of the night. Down in the teens by 10 o'clock. We should be able to settle back into the single digits for a little bit, but it's all going to depend on cloud cover overnight as to who can fall off into the single digits. And by early on Tuesday morning, you can see some upper single digits to start off the day. And yeah, we'll still have some cold wind chills, not quite as bad. Everything just gets a little bit better here on out after today. There's your wind chill forecast for tomorrow. So you can see a lot. I guess we'll end on that right there. We have a lot of cold numbers. Even to start off tomorrow morning, I still think it'll be bitter cold, but again, this morning should be the worst.
Okay, deal with this and we'll be better. So we have to ask, when's our next chance of snow?
Well, we got to talk about, I think it's something we'll have to watch by the end of the week. Nothing really major that sticks out right now. Well, there you go. All right, we're going to show you that graphic. We're right up near 30 degrees for the high by this upcoming weekend, but that is also when our next chance of snow is. It could be something that arrives very late Thursday overnight and then into early Friday that could put a light coating on the ground before you start off the Friday morning commute. So we're going to watch that. Right now it looks like less than a half an inch, but sometimes those small snows can be tricky. We'll keep an eye on that, see if we need to have a first alert day for the morning commute on Friday. Another chance on Sunday. So you got 2 rounds to watch, a Friday round and a Sunday round to pay attention to. Right now, neither one looks all that monumental, nowhere near the size of this storm system that we just had. Just, you know, just a random snow in the middle of winter. Nothing too bad.
We'll take random snow.
Sure.
All right, how are the road conditions looking this morning? We know lots more people are going to be on the roads. I feel like a lot of people are going back to work today if they were off last week for sure.
Yeah, and if you're in the metro, obviously we really didn't pick up much for snow, so you don't have anything to worry about there. But if you have maybe a more extended commute, your drive toward Kansas City, then you really need to pay attention to what's going on with the road conditions, because the further south you went, that's where we saw more of the snow fall. So you can see the green as a reminder when you're seeing that, that's normal winter driving conditions. We've got that in place near the metro, pretty much all of western Iowa. As you make your way through much of Nebraska as well, you're looking pretty good locally. As you make your way north and west, still some scattered slushy spots that have kind of frozen over, so it's a little icy as you make your way near Tacoma, Columbus, Norfolk. Watch for that. But from yesterday, it's once you get to about Highway 2 and start making your way south is where you start running into your issues. So you get into the Falls City area, Auburn, that's where you're looking at patchy coverage still in place there, as well as just to the south of Lincoln. And then northwest Missouri. This is where we've really had the issues. Keep in mind, they had about a foot of snow that fell in places like Rockport, and then as you're heading towards St. Joseph. Actually had I-29 closed for a little while. It has reopened, is the word. But Missouri authorities are still encouraging people to avoid traveling if possible, as they're still trying to clean things up in that area. So if you have a trip to Kansas City, it's a good idea to maybe consider putting that off. All right, let's zoom back in toward the metro, see how things are moving. You can see it's pretty quiet for the most part. Not a lot of issues as you're making your way out and about. Things starting to pick up on some of our roadways. Keep an eye on Highway 92 here in Council Bluffs. You can see some of the delays that are showing up as you're making your way eastbound, that getting pretty close to the Lewis Central area. We'll keep an eye on that. But aside from that, you are seeing a pretty smooth start to our morning drive. So we're hoping that remains the case. Keep in mind, you're starting your cars, extra time for those to warm up with how cold it is.
Yeah.
And stay close by as those are warming up, so that way you have them to get to your destination.
A good reminder, this is actually a thing in Colorado. It's called puffing. It's a good reminder to warm up your car, but not leave it running with the keys inside. Because it's actually illegal to do it in the state, because people can steal your car. It's more of a preventative thing, but
oh, it happens.
Oh, yeah. We see it every year in every single winter. You don't want to be that person.
No, you don't.
Yeah. All right, in the meantime, Douglas County health officials are calling for caution amid the bitter cold temperatures. The low wind chills can cause serious health risks, including frostbite and hypothermia. So they say make sure to wear multiple layers of loose-fitted clothing and avoid overworking yourself. You're also going to want to avoid caffeinated or alcoholic beverages, they say, that can cause your body to lose heat faster.
If you do need to be out on the roads this morning, the Nebraska State Patrol has some advice for you. First, make sure you have a full tank of gas. You should also pack some extra blankets with you, as well as winter gear like hats, gloves, and jackets. You just don't know if you're going to have an accident or if you're going to get a flat tire. It's also important to make sure you have a charging cable. NSP says drivers should only travel if it's safe or necessary. If you do get stuck on the side of the road, remember you can always call *55 to get in touch with NSP dispatch. Well, happening today, the Salvation Army will be opening up their warming centers in North and South Omaha.
That's right. The Kroc Center in South Omaha will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The North Core location in North O will open at 8:30 in the morning and close at 4:30. The Salvation Army says it has a chance on this frigid day to help the most vulnerable in our community.
We've been doing this for decades now. It's a common thing for Salvation Army units across America to provide warming centers in the coldest times of the year. You'll see a lot of those open nationwide here in the days to come.
Well, they say the hot beverages may also be available at the warming centers. The Army also wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you to volunteers in this community for all the help they had during the holiday season.
Well, also today, the man charged in an Omaha crash that killed 2 people will be sentenced. Mason King pleaded no contest to 2 counts of motor vehicle homicide and 1 count of DUI. He faces up to 20 years for each homicide charge. Omaha police were called to this crash on I-80 near the 24th Street exit last April. An arrest affidavit alleges King was driving the wrong way when he collided nearly head-on with another car. Well, Eppley Airfield is going to look a little different. The changes you can expect to see starting today.
Plus, more weather and traffic from Rusty and Jarrett when we come back. I just assume by like maybe some locations will, maybe it's just like a funny thing. Yeah, we might not. We don't know.
Who's coming over here?
I am.
All right.
Yeah.
When you toss back, you can ask, like, what do you expect out of those next 2 snows that I mentioned? I'll try to show.
Welcome back, everybody. We're taking a live look outside. Actually, a beautiful start to the sunrise.
Looks great.
It looks great. It just doesn't feel great. It is a first alert 6 weather day because of the extreme cold, the dangerous cold that we're experiencing right now, Russ.
Yeah, coldest air we've had so far this season. We haven't been any colder than 9 heading into this day. We're at 6 right now, and the wind chills are even colder with the light breeze. So that's what you get. It's a big day with a lot of people getting back into the normal routine. No holidays this week, folks, and you got to get the kids back and rolling for school in the routine today. Coldest air of the winter has moved in. Wind chills as cold as 10 below. We will get up to 20 for the high today, but again, that's the high. That's 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. In the meantime, we have single digits out the door at the moment. That's what you get. 6 in Omaha is the coldest of the winter thus far. Feels like temperatures floating around this 5 to 15 degree below zero mark, and those will gradually improve today. Again, it's the probably sometime during the 10 o'clock hour before we get back above zero, and we get some double-digit above zero wind chills for the afternoon. Now, there's the storm system that slid off towards the east now and dropped, Jared said, about 11 inches officially at the Kansas City airport. Down to the south, top 5 one-day total there. You can see where all the snow reports stayed in our southern counties, but there's 2 I want to focus on. This one here near Dunbar, Nebraska of 1 inch. The one here in Falls City of 12 inches. That is 45 miles as the crow flies. And there's even some pictures and unconfirmed reports of 16 inches of snow in Falls City. So that was the game we were trying to play over the weekend. And it was about 45 miles between very little to way too much. So first alert forecast for today, we're going to go single digits to start, up near 20 for the afternoon high today. You get sunshine to start, more clouds by the afternoon. 10-day forecast shows us teens for a high tomorrow. We get into the weekend, you got some snow chances Friday, you got some snow chances Sunday, and a lot of upper 20s and lower 30s. So no big warm-ups to be found, but no monster cold snaps either, the way things are looking here as you go through the 10-day forecast.
And next weekend, it looks like, obviously, talking about more snow chances coming up. What should we expect for those days? Yeah,
a couple of things to watch, and I want to focus on these for the Friday time frame. You got Friday and Sunday, 2 days you need to pay attention to all week long. We'll get the best day, it was Wednesday with sunshine. Clouds move in Thursday in anticipation of what right now looks like a very light snowfall Friday morning and fairly patchy. Again, it may be our southern counties that get the vast majority of this one. I would think most of us get less than an inch out of that the way it looks right now. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on it because it could impact the Friday morning commute. And then Sunday, models bouncing around. Is it more of a morning thing, more of an evening thing? But Models have some snow moving through on Sunday, so that's the next one to watch. And that would likely be done falling by the morning commute a week from today. But again, we got to pay attention to it because any snow, sometimes it's the small snows. The big ones get the attention. The small snows can cause the problems because people kind of leave their guard down. So we'll see how Friday morning goes.
Yep.
We've seen that all too many times, haven't we?
Yep.
Jarrett?
Yes.
How are things looking now?
Well, so keeping an eye on things. Did just within about the last 30 seconds see a new crash at Northwest Radial in Hamilton. So watch for that. I don't have a graphic to show you for that one, but that is an area you'll want to keep an eye out for. Here is the quad box view of what we've got going on as we start off our day. Keep in mind, you've got a lot of people who are starting up their first full week of work that they've had in quite some time. You've got some kids that are going back to the classroom. So we're watching things starting to pick up. That's what it's looking like 90th and West Dodge. You're seeing traffic moving through there, but getting a fair amount of it. Let's give you a couple of updates for what you need to know as you're heading out and about. That includes 480 northbound. If you've been paying attention for the last week or so, we've had this closure that has been in place to the Martha exit. It is open now. Not fully open though. You've got the right lane still closed. So you can take this exit from northbound 480 to go to Martha, but you have to stay left here as you're making your way through that stretch. So watch for that here as you're heading out and about. You can use that as an option, but again, stay left. Elsewhere, we're starting things off. 9 o'clock, we are looking at a new road closure. Those will be in place for 5 months. This is Farnham eastbound from 33rd to Turner. This is streetcar related work that you're looking at, and maybe some prep work already underway in this area. So you're looking at things already a little slow, but keep in mind, after the next couple of hours, you won't be able to take eastbound Farnham at all. You can use westbound, but eastbound, you'll need to, for the next 5 months, maybe use Dodge, maybe use Harney as some other options. Let's zoom out, give you an idea of what things are looking like. You can see most of the metro moving along in pretty good shape. Let's see if I can maybe zoom in here real quick, give you an idea of what that's looking like there. A little bit of a slowdown right near that crash reported near Northwest Radial in Hamilton. There's that yellow spot that you're looking at, so watch for that as you're heading northbound. Aside from that, though, we're off to a pretty good start to our Monday morning, and hopefully the worst thing you have to deal with this morning is the cold temperatures.
Yeah, hopefully so. All right, Jared, thank you. Well, happening today, the first official day to file to run for Omaha mayor or city council. There have already been several people who announced plans to challenge Mayor Gene Stothert, who is seeking re-election. February 18th is the last day for city council members to file. February 28th is the last day for mayoral candidates to file. March 3rd is the last day for city council challengers to file. April 1st is the primary election, and May 13th is the general. Also happening today, it's a start to some big changes at Eppley Airfield.
That's right. The center terminal on the first level does shut down today. The same thing is going to happen on the second level next month. Now, until the central pavilion is done in 2027, Eppley will operate with 2 separate terminals.
All right, some good news for Oreo lovers.
That's right. Find out what the cookie company is up to when we come back. All right.
Hi.
Oreo. We're caught off guard. Okay, Oreo says it's going to release 6 new flavors of cookies this year.
Yeah, already on shelves. This year's Super Bowl cookies and golden Oreo cakesters, which you've had.
I've had the regular ones.
Oh, okay.
They're good.
Okay, so other new flavors include Irish cream thins and peanut butter, which I think I would be a fan of. The company is already releasing a new line of frozen Oreo bites. Delish. Oreo also announced new flavors in 2024, but this year, some of the new flavors they're going to think about making permanent. So I looked up some of the previous, like some of the good ones that we haven't heard about.
The good ones.
Root beer Oreo flavor.
I remember that one.
Red velvet. I do remember the red velvet because I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the root beer and limeade?
See, I've had those. Those are
You've had the limeade,
the lemonade,
green,
limeade ones.
yeah.
They aren't bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't had any of those, but I'm used to like new flavors getting released. And it's like pickle. Try your pickle Oreo.
They had brownie
I
bites
heard the
too.
one atrocity was the Sour Patch Kid ones.
saw those.
I heard those were not good.
Oh.
I heard they quickly got
I
rid
don't
of
see
them.
how those would be a cookie even.
The mint ones, though, you get that
Yeah.
little thin mint Girl Scout cookie.
That's
Those
what
are
it would
good.
remind me of, a Girl Scout cookie.
And I gotta say
love
one thing:
Oreos.
double stuff should just be regular.
They're good.
You're
What
all
are we doing
about
with
it?
the regular, like double stuff
Guess
should
what?
just be the standard
I don't
baseline
like the double
Oreo.
stuff. It's too much stuff.
The
Yeah.
legislature's coming back soon. You could propose
There
it.
we go. Perfect. We'll bring it up to the unicameral.
It's too much stuff. The double is too much for me.
Really?
They make mega stuff.
Oh my God.
They do.
That's where it's at.
I'm so
Yeah.
hungry now.
Some stuff.
I'm so hungry. All right, hey, thank you so much for joining us on First Alert 6. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or you can watch it over the air.
All right. Have a great start to your Monday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. It is a First Alert weather day on this Monday. We'll get a check in on that frigid forecast this morning with Rusty Lord.
Yeah, coldest air of the winter has moved in already, and we're down in the single digits right now. Wind chills down near 10 below to start off. You see the high of 20 for today, but that's later on. It's all about the frigid wind chills as we start off the day today. This is what it is. 6 degrees feels like 9 below in Omaha. We haven't been any colder than that, at least at the air temperature so far this season. And with the breeze out there, it's dropping those wind chills quite a bit in the area. And we'll average about 5 to 10 below here for the next hour or two before they start to get better. And that's mostly because the wind backs off later on today. We get up to 20 for the high, but again, it's never really warm at any one point. Sunshine this morning does fill in with more clouds. later on this afternoon. Let's send it over to Jarrett with an update on our First Alert 6 traffic.
And we do have a crash to tell you about. This is Northwest Radial in Hamilton. You can see how things northbound are a little delayed as you're heading through this stretch. Watch for that as you're heading along the Northwest Radial Highway. Elsewhere, what we're watching, a few slowdowns that are showing up on Highway 370 at times, and in between about 180th and I-80. We've seen some periodic slowdowns as we're starting off our day. Keeping an eye on traffic, things moving along pretty well elsewhere, picking up things. This is one of our first mornings where we have more traffic with people going back to school, back to the office for the first full week. Use a little extra time just to get things reacquainted out there.
Well, Salvation Army will be opening up their warming centers in North and South Omaha today. The Kroc Center in South Omaha will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The North Core location in North Omaha will open at 8:30 in the morning and close at 4:30 this afternoon.
All right, everybody, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.